No.
No. All right. So he's from the same hometown where I come from, Shanghai, China. Since I'm very famous, so you guys may know him. I mean, since we're from the same area. So Yao is one of the most successful Chinese athletes, and he's very well known in China and also in the United States. But he's not the only one. I mean, during these days, Chinese athletes are winning Olympic Games, and they become like more and more famous and well known. But 50 years ago, China don't even have its own national team, and they never compete. They never go to Olympic at all. According to the magazine Readers at 2012, in the next 10 years, China might take over the first place of the #1 sports country, replace the United States, become #1. Before I start my speech, I would like to give a little bit background about myself. I started playing sports since I was 8 years old, and I went to the same sports school as Yao, and I make it to the professional team when I was 15 years old, and I was there for 5 years, and now I'm here. So basically, I went through the whole process of the Chinese sports system, and by giving this speech, I think it will help you guys have a better understanding about how this Chinese sports system make it miracle to make the athlete become successful and win the champions for the country. So first, in my speech, I will talk about what is the Chinese sports system. And second, I will talk about what are the benefits the system brings to the athlete. And third, what are the negative influence the sports system actually give it to the athlete's life. So first, let's figure out what is the Chinese sports system. So first, we have the General Administration of Sports of China, which take control of all the sports in China. And second, under the General Administration of Sports of China, we have state administrations. They help to pick athletes from local and send them to hire to the national teams. So they usually have sports schools, and all the national players are selected from there. My next main point will be the positive ways about the system. I mean, so once you get picked to the sports school, which I went to when I was 12, food is for free. Don't have to pay for dorm, and don't have to pay for school. We basically practice in the morning. No, we actually go to school in the morning for like 3 hours, and the whole afternoon and night we practice twice a day. And we go through all 7 days non-stop. It's just school, it's not even state team yet. And next, I will talk about the bad influence that the system brings to the athlete. So as I just mentioned earlier, when you're at a sports school, you only go to school for half days, which means you don't really go to school. If you imagine you practice for 5 hours, you're not going to have energy to study. And teachers, they don't really care. You just show up. I mean, you don't really learn anything. And once you make it to the professional team, you don't have Christmas time, you don't have any holiday. You're at the training center, at middle of nowhere, you don't see the city, you just practice, see your coach every day over and over. You don't see your family. I barely see my parents like 5 days a year, something like that. It's just crazy, and you don't get to see people outside of your team, which means you don't really talk to anyone, just play and play. And this guy, his name is Zhang Shang. He used to be at national team, and he got injured in 2002. Because he only has a high school degree, he never made it to college, can never find a job. After the athletic life, he's done, and he can't afford anything, so he chose to beg on the street and he got caught by the police. And not only those not famous athletes suffering, also those famous one. Her name is Wu Mingxia, and she won the Olympic champion at both 2008 and 2012. Said her dad and was telling her grandma passed away 2 months ago and her mom got cancer, and she never know about that, and they just want her to compete to, not be emotional or anything, just want her to win. And her dad also told Chinese newspaper that they realized long time ago she's not their daughter, she belonged to the country. So now you guys should have a better understanding of how the Chinese sports system is and how it influences its athletes' life. China is a huge sports country now, and the sports system somehow did a good job by making those athletes become successful. However, it still has a long way to go to make it better. However, I think winning is not everything. The most important part of sports is the attitude of never giving up. And a true champion is not a winning machine, but a true champion has to be a fighter who never give up. Thank you.